Hello and welcome back. Until now we have discussed what are the salary and wages for rooms department. Let us now discuss a bit more about the other line items. So as we discussed and explained earlier, service charge distribution in the case of profit and loss and the room department expense is basically the cost of service charge that is paid through the payroll system and is distributed from the revenues. Some hotels is paid 100%, some hotels service charge is paid 90%. However, as per IFRS and general accounting principles followed around the world nowadays, service charge, if it's not recommendatory, if it's not discretionary for the guest, is considered as a revenue, and the distribution of that service charge is charged to the expenses. And we explained in the previous video why is it important to keep it separate from the salary and wages. Because salary and wages are fixed, service charge normally depend on the revenue, so keep a distance from differentiating the variation in salary and wages due to seasonal variations. Service charge is separated out because salary is fixed, service charge is distributed. Now the next line item that we have in the labor cost is contract, leased and outsourced labor. Now this contract is a part of the contracted services. For example, pest control, facade cleaning, or any other leased or services, outsourced services, which may be which is normally entered into a third party who is providing you the services together with the material, equipment and labor. When the contract includes material, equipment and labor, usually the cost is divided into labor part and also the material part separately. The material part will go to the concerned labor concerned line item in the P&L, which we are going to discuss next after this. It's generally for cleaning services, it can be for laundry services, it can be for any other services, and then the labor part of it will go to will go in this particular line. So it is not the labor, the contract person of the individual contract, like temporary contract peoples. Those temporary contract peoples are considered into salary and wages. This contracted and leased outsourced labor is only for third party contracts which the company might have taken. So it may include cleaning service. Generally in hotels it includes cleaning services. In some part it may include public area cleaning, it may include glass cleaning, it may include maybe a housekeeping contracts which are done usually by room for certain locations. It may include other cleaning services, which is because normally the rooms department is either cleaning or pest control or termite control or those kind of contracts which are considered for rooms division. So that is called the contract and outsource labor. Then you have bonus and incentive. Bonus and incentive, usually the annual bonus. Some countries have annual bonus which is like paid 13th month of salary. For example, in China, in Singapore, in India, you are guaranteed 1 month bonus by the labor law. So that bonus will go here, plus the discretionary bonuses which the hotel companies are usually giving at the end of the year, which are based on the performance of the staff. And this line also includes the upselling incentive or any reservation incentive, or which are target based. Maybe the hotel has a incentive: if you upsell 5 room nights, we're gonna pay you 5%, or $2 per booking. So it can be fixed amount or it can be a percentage to revenue which is distributed to the staff. It's taxable but it's based on the performance. So those kind of incentive will go into this line. So it can be upsell, it can be reservations, it can be the guest delight programs, how many guest satisfaction scorecards you are getting, how many mentions you are getting on TripAdvisor, or any other performance based scheme where employee is rewarded for a performance, whether it's revenue generating, whether it's customer satisfaction, whether it's cost saving. It can be anything. Then you will have a total of all the above lines: salary, wages, complementary service, service charge, distribution, contract labor, and the bonuses. Then the next line of expense after that is the payroll related expenses. Now, what are payroll related expenses? So payroll related expenses basically include three line items. One is payroll tax, other is called supplemental pay, and you will have employee benefits. So we're going to be explaining to you in a one by one detail. So the payroll taxes usually are the taxes which are related with the payroll and are paid to the government. So it can be the national schemes which are paid to the government, for example social security, for example national disability insurance, medical insurance, or the national pension schemes, or the retirement scheme, or unemployment insurance, or disability insurance, which are charged by the government. These are not the private insurance. Private insurance will be a part of your employee benefits. These are payroll related taxes where the company has to pay to the government. It may be, it's usually not, sometimes the government is recovering from both employee and employer. So there may be an employee contribution and there can be an employer contribution. So the employer contribution will go to this payroll taxes. And it does also include the income tax, which is paid for the staff, generally to the like for expatriates. When you have to pay the gross up tax, just pay to the government, so that will also go here. And then you have so these are the payroll benefits, payroll taxes. Then you have the next line, which is called supplemental pay. The supplemental pay basically is any other pay which you are paying to the staff, which can be personal days, severance pay, or sick leave pay, or holiday pay, or vacation pay. So those are the pays, or maybe overtime. So those are the pay which will go into this supplemental pay. Or sometimes you are paying time off with the cash. You are paying the cash paid sick leaves. So paid sick leaves are basically are not going to be part of your salary and wages. It will move to the supplemental pay because the employee has not worked, but he got the payment. So the salary wages usually is not really followed that strictly. Sick leave, sick pay, but severance pay is definitely included into the supplemental pay. Then the last last line which you have in the payroll payroll related benefits is the employee benefits. So the employee benefits will include all type of other benefits that the company is extending to the staff. It can be the transportation employee, it can be the ferry, it can be the meal, it can be childcare, it can be the saving plan, dental insurance, medical insurance, life insurance to third parties, not to the government, to the third parties. Or to the expatriate benefits, means the schooling allowance, their hardship allowance, the tax equalization, or cost of living adjustments, or the their other expenses which are specifically paid to the expatriates. Then you have their group life insurance, health insurance, housing of the staff, including the utilities of theirs, and also the rental. Now sorry, the rental will not be included in this labor cost. Rental is a part of your property taxes, property rental below the line. The rent of the staff is not going here, but if the staff is living in the staff housing area of the hotel itself or within the room, the laundry, the education, the laundry, the utilities, everything will be charged to the housing and the educational expenses. Then you have meals allowance, or meals you can provide the canteen, or you are giving the cash allowance, doesn't matter. Or it can be the national pension scheme, or profit sharing, or the transportation, or any other benefit which you are paying to the paying for the employee, not to the employee, for the employee, for their benefits, it will be included in this line item. So the line item will depend on hotel to hotel, company to company, because of their policy, country by country because of their national laws, what kind of benefits are provided to the staff. So the line is going to be vary a lot. In order to maintain the control over the expenses and to analyze them over a period of years, normally the hotels will make a sub chart of accounts within this big limit, and they have an annexure to attach with the main labor cost, where they're going to be explaining what are those employee benefits, either is housing, transportation, so that we can actually cover and actually analyze and understand the reasons why some expenses may be higher than the budget or higher than the previous year. So that's all about the labor cost for rooms department. Now these expenses will be similar in other departments, but we will be going to be discussing them again in the other sections with the necessary variations whatever are applicable in that particular department.